Have you ever noticed how, once you have an idea in your head, you start seeing proof for it everywhere you look? It's almost as if the universe is conspiring to agree with you, presenting you with one piece of evidence after another that confirms your beliefs. This powerful and often invisible force shaping our perception is a cognitive shortcut known as confirmation bias. Imagine your mind is like a detective trying to solve a puzzle, but instead of looking at all the pieces on the table to see the full picture, you've already decided what the final image should be. You hold up a single puzzle piece, examining it with a magnifying glass, convinced it's the key to everything. You focus so intently on this one piece, this one belief or idea, that you completely ignore all the other pieces scattered around it, even if they would lead you to a different, more accurate conclusion. This is the very essence of confirmation bias. It's our brain's tendency to zoom in on information that supports what we already think, making our existing beliefs feel more solid and true than they might actually be. This mental habit leads us to actively seek out validation for our preconceived notions. As we navigate the vast world of information, we don't act like impartial judges weighing all the facts. Instead, we behave more like lawyers building a case for a client we've already decided is innocent. Picture yourself walking through a landscape filled with data points of all shapes and sizes, circles, triangles, and squares. If your belief is represented by a square, you will subconsciously walk right past the circles and triangles. Your attention is naturally drawn only to the squares. You eagerly pick them up, adding them to your growing collection. Each one feeling like another victory, another undeniable proof that you were right all along. This selective gathering of evidence isn't usually a conscious choice to be dishonest. It's a default setting in our thinking that makes us feel secure and intelligent. The more square evidence we collect, the more certain we become, reinforcing our initial stance without ever genuinely testing its validity against opposing views. Just as we actively seek out confirming evidence, we also have a powerful tendency to dismiss, downplay, or outright ignore information that contradicts our beliefs. When faced with a fact that doesn't fit our narrative, our minds can perform impressive mental gymnastics to avoid confronting it. Imagine someone approaches you and presents a perfectly round circle, a clear piece of contradictory evidence. Instead of examining it with an open mind, your immediate reaction is to reject it. You might shake your head, refuse to even touch it, and proudly point back to your neat, orderly pile of squares. You might question the source of the circle, suggest it's flawed, or rationalize why it's an irrelevant exception to the rule. This defensive reaction protects our ego and our sense of a coherent worldview. Acknowledging the circle would mean admitting our puzzle picture might be wrong, which can be deeply uncomfortable. It's far easier to label contradictory evidence as mistaken, biased, or simply not credible than to reevaluate our own cherished beliefs. Over time, this cycle of seeking confirmation and rejecting contradiction creates a powerful and isolating feedback loop. We end up constructing a personal reality, a bubble that is custom-built to reflect our own views back to us. Think of yourself sitting cozily inside a transparent sphere, but this sphere is filled with nothing but the square-shaped evidence you've spent so much time collecting. Inside your bubble, everything makes perfect sense. Every piece of information affirms your worldview, and you feel content and secure in your convictions. This is the echo chamber. In this space, you are shielded from dissenting opinions and challenging facts. While it feels comfortable, it severely limits your understanding of the world. You're only seeing a small, curated fraction of reality, mistaking your personal bubble for the entire landscape. Escaping this chamber requires a conscious effort to not just look at, but actively seek out the circles and triangles we'd rather ignore.